Good morning. So we're on episode 5. Can you believe it? So been doing this almost a week. So today I've got that pump to change, which you can join me on next. And then I've got that Betacom to go back to as well. And then I've got about 5 or 6 other jobs after that. So yeah, varying day again. Haven't heard anything back about that heat exchanger. So hopefully that one is completely done. Thank God. Yeah, so I'm going to get onto that one. So join me at that one. Right, so you join me on this one. There's the pump down there. Also, we need to get the power off. Right, so one bit of advice I can give you on pump valves is, and trust me, this doesn't always work, but I will always go tight and then I'll back it off a couple of turns and then we'll go again. And then what I usually find is that it will seat a little bit deeper, so we've got loads more turns that time. And it just clears any muck off the seating, and yeah, so that's that. So for any newcomers, if the pump doesn't look like it's the standard size, it's going to be 180mm. So you're going to need the next size pump up. Also, you need to look at the arrow on the side, which way it's going. So you've got an arrow on the body. And obviously you want it to be firing away from the boiler, going into the system. Yeah, that's usually it, and you usually find it on bigger properties like the one I'm at now. You know, we've got a swimming pool here, so you can tell how big the property is. So yeah, we'll get this swapped over. Okay, and when one isn't paying ball, then you have to cut it off. So I just carry just a single hacksaw blade, able to get in there nicely, cut away with it. It's only soft brass, and then you can reuse another ring from another one. Also with pump valves, you don't need to go He-Man in it because the rubber seals are quite good. So you can see you've got the new unit on there, that's the original one. And there we go, they both held as well. There we go, so that's open. No leaks. And what I will do, I'll spin this head round, so I'll have to close it back off, spin the head back round. Is it just me that finds these connections annoying? They don't really seem to hold the cables in very tightly, but yeah, I just find them annoying. I'd rather have one that you can put in, tighten it up, then the next one, instead of having to do all 3 and rely on it. But anyway, this is the capacitor that I keep on going on about, that you can replace. And obviously, as you can see, this one goes into 2 terminal blocks. As it's a light commercial, so they can actually be replaced. So what I might do, I might buy one off eBay or something like that, put it in there, hook it up to a live neutral on earth, and we'll see the difference before and after. I think that might make for an interesting little video in the future. And also for all the people that were messaging me yesterday about wanting to know what the tapping tool that I used, it was one of these, and in the end I just used a my spanner just on the end, just to re-tap the thread, because I couldn't get my drill in there. Well, I could get it in there, but it would have been at an angle, so that would have absolutely knackered it even more. I think I bought this on eBay, maybe 5-7 quid, something like that. It comes with these screw removals as well, but I'll be honest with you, I've tried them a couple of times. I've never ever had any joy. But now I know that these these rethreading tools are good, and it definitely got me out of a hole there. So yeah, there you go. So we just pulled up to job number 2, which is back to that Betacom for that leak. So I've got a diverter valve, new pressure switch, and a circuit board just in case that's been damaged as well, because I don't know how much water was there, etc. So yeah, so let's get into this one, get this one sorted out, and hopefully back up and running with no more leaks. Alright, so I'm going to swap this out, swap the pressure sensor out, fill it back up again, see how we get on. There we go, so that pressure sensor was definitely faulty. Obviously we've got nothing in the boiler. New sensor in, new diverter in. Now I just need to check this. So we replaced the head as it's just full of water. Just wasn't doing anything. So just wrapping up on this one, just going to get my analyzer out, just do some FGA readings, make sure everything's okay. But as you see, that's all repaired now. So I had to do the pressure sensor because obviously that was faulty, done the diverter valve and done the motor in the end. PCB was absolutely fine. So just checking it's all going to run fine. Hot water's good so far, so yeah, lovely. On to the next one. Right, so we're at another one of these with ignition lockout. So let's have a look. Lock back out again, get this disconnected. Okay, it's still not locking. So I'm going to go to these electrodes next. Okay, so we'll give this a little clean up, see what we'll get. There we go, so all I've done was cleaned up these electrodes, put it back in again, so we've got a nice blue flame in there, and you can see now it's rectified, back to the board, job done. So as you saw on that one, just went through simple process of elimination on that one. So the boiler was lighting, so I know that side of it's okay, the ignition side, so I can leave that. It's the rectification that was dropping out. So I disconnected the condense strap because they're common to break in, and they can break that cycle and it won't rectify back to the board. But still locked out after that. So then next logical thing for me to go to is to the actual detection electrode, clean that up, put it back in and give it a try. It worked in this occasion. If it didn't work, then what I would have been doing is testing continuity from that white cable back to the board to make sure I've got good continuity back to the board. And if it still wasn't that way, then I'll be looking at possibly the board. But yeah, there you go. So we got to the bottom of that one. It's running nicely. Back in now to get my my analyzer again, because you know, can't be too safe. Just make sure. Leave the customer some paperwork, and off we go. Hopefully, nice and warm. Okay, so just at the next one, and basically it's dripping condense. This has been used underneath, but if you have a look inside this end, you've got a blue retaining ring and you've got the O-ring as well. If you look at this end, we've only got just the ring, there's no retainer, and obviously the hose, you know, this just comes straight out, so there's nothing in there holding that in, so it's not going to be watertight. Whereas the other one, I can't get that O-ring out. So luckily I keep a few of these on the van. It shouldn't really be used on the condense, but it's obviously been there for years since the boiler was installed. So I'm assuming that blue retainer has just broken down. So I'll replace this over, test it, and hopefully it'll stay dry. I can't film it because the customer's like a hawk. Right, so that one escalated quickly. So yeah, as you could see in that last bit there, the actual condense or the flue collector, sorry, is leaking. So yeah, must be cracked at the top or something like that. Yeah, there's no signs of it being replaced in the past or anything like that. So we've got another heat exchanger coming out tomorrow. Luckily, thank God, it is it's upstairs and it's on a sealed system. So that will be an absolute dream. I'm not going to lie. After yesterday, that is music to my ears. So yeah, so join me back for that one tomorrow, and right now we'll go on to the next one. So since that last job, I've been to two others. One was the thermostat was down too low, down at 5 degrees, so that wasn't bringing on the 2-port to bring the heating on. So adjusted that. Maybe I don't know what had happened there, and then just came to another one where the customer was reporting that the thermostat wasn't working. RF1, just repaired it, and that was it really. So it seems to be working fine. They said that the batteries had run out, so maybe it just needed repairing after the batteries. So yeah, I don't know how many more I've got left now. I think I might have one more, but yeah, let's get on to that one. Right, so that's the end of the day. Today's been a bit more of a quieter day. As you can see, it's still bright out, so that makes a change for me. Just out walking the dog, and yeah, just thought I'd just end the video here. Here he comes in the background. Come on, George. And yeah, people have messaged me asking about, you know, doing breakdowns, etc. You know, how did you get started? I just threw myself in. I didn't really have a choice, to be honest. And you know, I knew a lot about systems already, and I feel like sometimes that's half the battle, is system work. It's not always to do with boiler breakdowns, etc. But you know, you can learn so much by doing. But yeah, so hope everyone's still enjoying them. Today's been, as I say, quite a day. So tomorrow got that heat exchanger as well, to do that flue collector on that glowworm. Yeah, so join me again on that one. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm almost up to that 500 mark at the minute, so yeah, doing really well. So yeah, let's keep it going. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.